By way of the CTSC, and with significant partnerships from local foundations such as the Cleveland Foundation and the Mount Sinai Healthcare Foundation, we have the opportunity as a collaborative to streamline the process from idea to testing in patients by working in concert instead of working in silos, to develop secure computer methodologies for sharing information, and to train the best and the brightest together in interdisciplinary and interinstitutional programs designed to produce the clinical research leaders of tomorrow, not only doctors, but nurses, dentists, engineers, and geneticists. Case Western Reserve is involved in another effort to speed the pace of cures to patients. Professor Robert Miller is one of 5 super researchers nationwide selected for a new collaborative campaign against multiple sclerosis. Founded in 2002, the Myelin Repair Foundation is dedicated to vastly accelerating the time to develop treatments for a disease that afflicts 100,000 people. The foundation's creator handpicked stars in the field and provided them with ample resources and then ordered them to work together. Already, Miller and his colleagues have identified 3 nerve signals that influence a cell's ability to repair myelin, which is the fatty sheath around nerves that improves their ability to conduct signals. In total, the research group has identified nearly 20 possible pathways to alleviate the effects of the disease and filed several patents. The foundation is now forging ties with companies and organizations able to take the scientists' discoveries to clinical trials quickly, and then, if successful, to widely available treatments. The state of Ohio has also supported this renewed emphasis on bringing discoveries to society. Launched in 2002, the Third Frontier is a 10-year, $1.6 billion project to expand our research capacity and to support commercialization efforts. More than $300 million of these dollars have come to Greater Cleveland, supporting efforts such as Dr. Gerson's Center for Regenerative Medicine and Professor Peckin's FES efforts. Many of the dollars have gone directly to developing products from Case Western Reserve University. For example, to one company that produces devices to control pain or abnormal heart rhythms after an injury, to another that develops nanoparticles, which are less than 2% of the size of a red blood cell, very tiny particles that light up when they reach disease sites. Though these particles now help us to tell whether surgery for cancer has really gotten it all, someday they will help us target medication to those same sites and specifically to the cancer cells. To another company that tests drugs directed against AIDS for a particular patient's virus to avoid incurring the side effects of ineffective drugs and move quickly to the best treatments. And a fourth that targets cells to repair damaged cardiac tissue. Finally, Case Western Reserve has partnered with regional healthcare organizations to help develop BioEnterprise, an organization that provides expert support for budding bioscience firms. Headed now by Baiju Shah, BioEnterprise not only helps researchers find needed capital, but also provides invaluable business expertise. Just last week, a company that received BioEnterprise guidance attracted investment from Jumpstart Incorporated and from our own modest funding program, Case Technology Ventures. All of these efforts are promising, but they are only the beginning. We are still learning to work beyond the boundaries of strict academic disciplines or organizational rivalries. We're still missing opportunities to heal for lack of funds or lack of business expertise. We know that innovative collaborative approaches work, and they represent our region's absolute best hope for economic recovery. And still, we remain hesitant. How many lives will be lost to colon cancer because of the time it takes to get Dr. Markowitz's test to the drugstore shelves? How many paralyzed individuals will be locked into relying on others because we don't devote enough dollars to bringing technologies to market? Too often, we're willing to stay with what's safe and what's most familiar, what the experts have already approved. Now, Paul de Sant'Agnese, that Italian pediatrician I spoke about earlier, taught me better than that. Egos or acclaim or organizational pride, none of it matters as much as the imperative to work together. And as Dr. DeSantis said, the cause is bigger than all of us. The cause has great economic benefits. Besides the investments I tallied earlier for Northeast Ohio, there are healthcare savings as well. As just one example, our progress in changing AIDS from a death sentence to a manageable disease is estimated to save $400 billion in healthcare and other costs. So the reward for a renewed focus on the patient, on moving from the lab to life, can be tallied in economic as well as human terms. But as you probably have guessed by now, I can't help but focus on the human terms. And let me close with one last story. This one about a little girl from Buffalo that I met nearly 20 years ago. At 3 years of age, Casey Bryan was diagnosed with cystic fibrosis. She was about 12 when I met her. A beautiful blonde sprite, ruddy skin, a fierce determination to live a full life. She was going to beat this disease, and you have to feel compelled to help someone like that. Casey graduated from high school and then graduated from college, and then she took it upon herself to travel to all 30 Major League Baseball stadiums across the country, throwing out the first ball as part of her pitch for cystic fibrosis, and especially for CF research. She now serves on the board of the National Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. She's also married, and 2 years ago she gave birth to a beautiful baby boy named Mac. Think about it. Thanks to the devotion of people like Dr. DeSantis and all the people that he trained to work together, a woman who, had she been born only a few decades ago, would not have gone to elementary school, now has the joy of being a wife and mother. She, more than anyone, knows how important it is to move discoveries from lab to life. We can't become complacent, she told a reporter during her stadium tour. For Casey and her husband Justin, and for little Mac, we sure can't. And I promise you, we won't. Thank you.
Thank you, Pam. Today at the City Club of Cleveland, we have been listening to Dr. Pam Davis, Dean of the Western Reserve University School of Medicine. We will return to our speaker in just a moment for our traditional City Club questions. We encourage you now to formulate questions, and we remind you that your questions will be brief, hopefully, and to the point. We welcome all of you here and those listening to WCPN 90.3 FM, WCLV, WTAM, one of the many radio stations that broadcast us across this great country. Radio broadcasts of the City Club are made possible through the generous support of Case Western Reserve University. Thank you, Barbara Snyder. Our television broadcast partners are WVIZ, PBS, Idea Stream, and Time Warner Cable. Television broadcasts are supported by National City, now part of PNC, and Cleveland State University. Closed captioning is supported by Nordson Corporation, and our live webcasts are supported by the University of Akron. We are very pleased today to welcome to our forum students who are here as part of our City Club student program. Participation of these students is made possible by a generous contribution to the City Club from the First Energy Foundation. With us today are students from Kenton South High School and Maple Heights High School. Will our student guests please stand and be recognized? Now, today's forum is the annual Medical Mutual Forum on Healthcare, which recognizes a very generous gift from Medical Mutual to the City Club Forum Foundation Endowment. We deeply appreciate this level of support and encourage everyone to consider a contribution to our endowment. And with us today at the head table are Sue Tyler, Executive Vice President, CFO, and a board member of the City Club, and Deborah Green, Director of Community Relations. Also at the Medical Mutual table is Executive Vice President Joe Krish. Hi, Joe. Please stand and be recognized for your support.